this color palette, correct? Now, you created your mood page. I need you to create a color palette that it's going to be friends with your mood page. Meaning, don't, you can, my mood page, we can check it out right now. They're friends. Look at it. They're friends, correct? That's fine. I need it to make sense. It's like you opening a book or like even a magazine, and it's a story. From one page to another, you don't have to be reminded what you just saw the page before. You know it's cohesive. Okay, so this is one way to do it, and I'm gonna review how to do it. You create a new layer, you go to your marquee. Now, as a reminder, please try to use leather size 8.5 by 11, 300 dpi. Make sure to always name your files with your name and what is the homework, meaning today will be Crystal Araujo, and I'll be doing color story, okay? As for anyone who was late, you only need to do one homework this week, which is the customer profile, color story. We're just going to review it, okay? But the color story is for your midterm. So, by the way, if you can always email me if you want me to look at it. It's okay. I'm not gonna say no. Okay, so there you go. So yes, 300. Why 300? That's the cleanest. Anything beyond 300 is really big file. It's not worth it, okay? So what we're gonna do is, how do we create a perfect marquee? We click and drag, but then we press shift. You see that? That's a perfect square. Then we're gonna use, oh shoot. Then we're gonna use we're gonna open our mood board, and we're gonna use an eyedropper right here, and this is the orange that I want. And I go back to the file, and I go shift F5, or, you see that, foreground. Or, if you're not used to shortcuts yet, you go to edit, fill. And you make sure it's foreground color, and you put okay. Done. Now, this is one more step that I need you guys to do. Let's just say you want to create a color palette based on swatches. What does swatches mean? It's a digital color library. So if I were to go to Windows and go to swatches, you see all the colors show up, correct? So you can, while you have your color selected, you can put add to swatch. And you can call it whatever you want. I want to call it khaki, original, yay. So there you go. And when I hover, on it, you see I'm hovering? Where are you? I'm hovering this one, it shows me the name. It should show me the name, and you can put by, where are you? So even you see it has the name, color khaki. It shows me the name at least, and I can reference it, okay? Now, same thing. You can go as you go. You can create the swatches, add the swatches into your file as you go. Why am I doing this? And you're gonna know why. Let's just say I'm gonna do, once again, I'm gonna choose another color. I'm gonna choose this cream. I go back with my eyedropper. Eyedropper is either, you go down the line, you see the little, it looks literally like an eyedropper. You click it, that's your eyedropper, that's the one. Or you press I as in, yeah. You press I, and there you go, it shows up. You see, let me put it this way, I, there you go, it shows up, okay? That's how you know. Now, you're gonna fill it in with the cream color, and well, it's more taupey, but that's okay. Then at the same time, you wanna add it to the add swatches. As soon as you open up, and I did show this color picker, you see that option says add swatch? You click it, and you put taupe. That's it. You can see it right now in my color swatches right here. Why am I doing that? Why? Because let's just say I go back and forth between my mood boards, correct? And you notice that me going back, look at my, I want you to look at here. I'm going back between my mood boards, and my color swatches are are still there. So let's just say I want to add maybe a line here. If I have my swatches already and the color, I can switch the color that I want, and I can choose the color that I want from my color story without going back and forth, and that's it. I can use that as a color reference. Think of it as your own palette, but digital format, okay? That's how you create it. Now, I'm gonna show you a different way to do. I think everyone has gotten used to the marquees, somewhat, right? No? Okay, we're gonna review with you in the break. So this is the thing. This is your marquee. If you and I do it together right now. Everybody follow. Click on your marquee, which is M. Click and drag. Press Shift, and then try to move it up and down. You notice how it goes into a square? That's how you do it. Is that clear? Yes, yes, no?
I don't have the ruler border around my
Oh, that's Command R. You know why? Because my Photoshop has all the presets, okay? Going back to remind you guys, if you're not seeing any of the bars on top that I have, go to Window, go to Workspace, and put Essentials. That should help you. That was one of the first lessons that we had, just because if you never use Photoshop, Photoshop does not like to remember your default settings. You need to add them. If you don't, then it's a little wonky. Okay, we're gonna go back again. First, we go to Marquee. We click and drag, and we press Shift. Everyone has done a square somewhat, correct? Yes, yes, I see nods, no, yeah, 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 okay. We let it go. We press Shift F5, or we go to Edit, on top, Fill, and there you go. And we fill it with whatever color at this point. We're trying our best. You have it filled now, okay? Have you noticed it is still selected? I did not click anything else. Let it be, because I'm gonna go into direct selection. You see, once I switch my cursor, I need to get a laser. Once I switch my cursor to select direct, this changes. Why does that change? A reminder, on top of the bar should be Show Transform Controls. You see this little one? You see it if I toggle it. If you put Be Direct, you see right here, Show Transform Controls. You notice that it gives me the points, no points. Points, no points. Right here. No, you should have it. If not, it's right. Do you have, remember, you get that tab if you go into Workspace and put Essential Default. Okay, yeah? Okay, so you and I will, once I stop, I'll show you. So then after that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna select it. We're gonna press Option. You notice how that, let's do it again. Press Option, and you notice I have two arrows. You see that? We're gonna drag it. Once we drag it, we have a copy. Done. That's one way to do it. Yes? Kinda worked? Okay, so we're gonna show whoever, after this lesson, I'll go around the computers, okay? So then what we're gonna do next is, that's how we do squares. There's a different way to do it too. And that's with the shape tool. Not, yes? Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. I can tell you right now, as long as you get what I'm asking, as long as you do what I'm asking you to, I don't really care how you do it. Because Photoshop is, you can do things so many different ways. It's just knowing how to use the tools that you're more comfortable with. So we have the shape tool. This might be more friendlier for most people. If you go here, you see this little rectangle right here? All the way down. If you're not really sure where anything of the tools are, just hover. Let it be. Hover and it tells you exactly. Rectangle tool. That's the shape tool too. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna press it and that's it. But look at my layer. You see how my layer says rectangle and it doesn't say, it's done. It's easier for me to like copy it. I go to the plus sign, I can move it around, easier. So there's different ways. You can use rectangle tool, you can use shape tool, which is the shape tool. You can use marquees to make the palette. Okay. My other way is, I'm gonna save this, kinda. Let's do it for anyone that wants to do a little more advanced. And who was it? Ah, Crystal. You're here? What are they? Yeah, you are. Hi, you see this right here? Let's just say you have a pretty good, I will show you what I mean with this one later. This is a pretty good shape, guys. Okay? Now, let's just say I want my color palette not to be a square or a circle. I want the shape of something. How do I do this? We're gonna drag it in from my mood page. And I can just use my wand, and sometimes we need to think reverse. Click on the background to select the outside edge. Because it's easier to do that instead of me, oh, let me select by color. No. Just select the outside edge. Shift Command I, which means reverse. Or you can go image, edit, and you can go into select inverse. If you're not sure where anything is, that's your help tool. You can also select inverse. And it shows you exactly where it is. Okay? Okay. So now I'm like, okay, I have selected. I want this now to be that color. Done. It's a fan. Okay? You can create, as long as you know how to select the one, you're able to select inverse. So not everything needs to be a square. Now, for those who are like, oh, I don't even like any of that at all. Can I just do fabric swatches? Yeah, you can. Layer them, scan them, do whatever you want. I just need them to look like a color page, okay? It can be organic. I'm not gonna stop you on what your aesthetic is. It just needs to look good. And when I say that, is when your presentation, when someone looks at it who's not a fashion designer, understands what you're doing. That's the issue most people have. Because you have to understand, most people that are looking at these presentations are not really fashion designers. They might be merchandisers, they might be the owner of the company. They usually are not very design oriented. They're not very visual. So just make sure it looks good and it's easy to read, okay?